Hello, hello, all you checkers and wreckers heads out there. We are live here with the Night Shift Racing League. That's right, the Night Shift Racing League. We are covering the action here tonight from Daytona, or this morning, I guess I should say, from Daytona here. So thank you to the Night Shift Racing League for letting me come in and have a little fun here with you guys today. And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, we are going to have some fun. That is for sure. And big thanks, like I said, to everybody out there. So what you're watching now is these guys at the Night Shift Race League. They came in last season. This is all your pole sitters and winners here from the last season. So these guys are going to be able to throw it down. We're going to see some good racing action here tonight. I say tonight because it's dark on the screen. We're getting it in this morning. So I hope you guys have as much fun as I do up in here. So right now, as they are sitting, Dave Hunt is your fast with a 48.885, I believe. Give me 1 second. I had to do some adjusting there. So that was a 48.865, not 885. Your next is Miguel Zapita with a 48.882. Joshua Bonkowski, 48.908. Rick Helms, 48.936. And George Oliver with a 49.071. So we are going to be about to go underway here with the Night Shift Racing League. And another thank you very much to them for letting me join in and have some fun with them today. As these are my normal hours, this is what I like to do here. So today, you're just going to get this one session here. We got 60 laps. These guys are going to have some fun. They're going to go at it for 60 laps here at Daytona. And we get to watch and have the fun with them today. Hopefully your day is starting off as good as mine. Nothing better than a little pavement action in the morning to get it done here today. Again, we're here with the Night Shift Racing League. They go off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you're their Tuesdays would be their feeder league kind of, and then their Wednesdays their cup. So if you're looking for a good league and you got this time free, check them out. That's right, check them out. As they are loads of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing a good race here tonight as we're waiting just for everybody to finish gridding up, get in here, and get underway. Are you a night shift racer? Are you watching this on lunch during your break maybe? Are you at work wishing you were on the track right now? Let me know what you got going on. We'll get you some noise. We'll get you some sound here from the cars. That way you're just not listening to me babble on and babble. Always got to do this switch there because I always keep it on the voice chat. You never know what you're going to hear in that voice chat when you're with the drivers. So got to keep it nice and clean there. And hopefully you guys, like I said, are going to have as much fun as I do here tonight. Before we get underway with the Night Shift Racing League, you guys are about to fire off. It looks like everybody is gridded up now. They should be pulling away at any moment now. And they are off. They are ready to fire away here. The Night Shift Racing from Daytona. Daytona Super Speedway, that's right. It won't be long, and racing be right back here like it never was gone. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at your starting grid here today. As these guys are about to fire off, like I said, let's take a look here. Starting on the pole, we have... It's all mixed up there, sorry. It's a little hard for me to follow there, as it is a little mixed up as these guys are doing a random poll here. So there's the names of all the drivers here. And they'll get going, as we did not have a qualifying. They just kind of came out, got it done, and I believe they are running a little random grid here, as these are your pole sitters and your winners of the last season for the Night Shift Race League. The pace car is off, and these guys are underway. We got green flag action now here at Daytona. As up in front, Dave Hunt is running away with it. He's got that clean air. We're keeping 2 lanes of traffic going here. These guys going down the straightaway, showing that speed, pushing each other along, as the 41 there of Miguel Zapita is on the top side, making a move, seeing if he can go around Dave Hunt there on the bottom. These guys keeping it clean, keeping it nice and good here. 2 lanes of good, solid racing here at Daytona. As you know, here at Daytona in these cars, the draft is everything. You don't want to lose the draft. You don't want to get yourself out of it, or you could get swallowed back to the back there, and that's no fun. Not whatsoever. It's the number 53 of Dave Hunt still there on the inside. He is going to keep this here as the 54 there, I believe it is. Yes, that is the 54 of Joshua Barnkowski. Looking to try to squirt out, see if he can make a move around there. But going to hold it steady right now, as he's swerving around, trying to see if he's got anything to do there. Nothing yet. The 41 and 53. Look at this. We're going 3 wide here. Rick Helms trying to make his way into the action here. Rick Helms up to second, knocking the 41 up to the wall. He lost the draft there. He's going to fall out, see if he can get back into it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we now have with us our second host of the day. And if you are a dirt driver, you're familiar with this name, DCJ. Good afternoon, sir.
How's it going, bud?
Not too bad at all. Daniel Cummings Jr., dirt phenom over here. We're going to cover a little asphalt racing here. Hey, you're not too bad yourself on the asphalt, so you know what's going on.
Oh, there's a few tracks I'm pretty good at.
So we just watched Rick Helms move up here to the front, skirt down to the bottom end there in front of the 53 of Dave Hunt, as Dave Hunt out of the lead now. Go ahead, Dan. What were you saying there?
Well, I seem to be pretty good at this track here, so...
Daytona's a fun one. Like I said, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying before, is the draft means so much in this, and we see the 41. He's able to fall back into that draft and get up there and not lose too much. As he's going back up to that top end, you wonder if when he got a hold of the wall, if he got a little loose there with his car, something breaking out there, if he's just trying to make a move to the outside or what's going on. But then we see Dave Hunt in the 53. He squirts up to the top end to follow that side. And these guys have been 2-lane the whole time, Dan.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting here. But the guys on the top should have a little more control of the draft, because they can side draft the car on the outside a little better.
But that's what I was gonna say. I don't know how much iRacing. Like, I'm sure you got to get pretty close, like the guys in NASCAR do. I mean, these right now, the distance that they're traveling, I can't imagine too much side draft getting off of these.
Oh, you get a huge side draft, but you do have to get pretty close, and you got to have
right.
a lot of trust.
Oh, absolutely. So, like I said, I mean, right now, I don't think we're getting too much with the gap that they got, but now it's gone to one lane, and these guys up top are going to get pushed back, man. This is no fun to watch if you're up top.
Well, early on with these kind of races, you're really just feeling it out and seeing what you can get. You know, you want to stay in the lead draft. As long as you've got a car in front of you, you're pretty good, you know.
How's that feel for the 41, though? He's riding up top, he's up front, and then everybody drops down low, and he stays up top. Nobody's there to help him, and now he's just floating back to the back as he is back in ninth.
Yeah, it's a pretty lonely feeling sometimes, you know. At this point in the race, I don't think you got to worry too much about it as long as he doesn't lose the draft.
Right, exactly, and it looks like now they've caught back up to that top end, and he is on the back end of that draft, and he'll get sucked up in there. Whoa, we got a little sideways there. Got some guys that look like they were trying to do a little side draft there, and got a little sideways with it. Like you said, it does take a lot of trust as we see these guys go a little sideways lap. What are we, 7 of 60 now, and we see our first yellow flag here, Dan.
Yeah, it looks like the 92 just got a little loose there, and the 01 was hooked to him, turned him.
And then, like Daytona, you got this pack racing, and unfortunately, you got a lot of guys back there that got to catch up to the leader now.
Yeah, we'll see if any of them get fast repairs. I see one's already in the pits.
I feel like you almost have to. There's some of those guys that they went down pretty hard right there. Let's see if we can maybe take a look back. See what happened there.
But yeah, it's pretty surprising to just, go too wide like that early. Be racing that aggressive.
Well, like I had mentioned before, these guys are the pole sitters and everything like that from last year. So we're trying to see if I can find what happened exactly.
Now we'll see if they go a little more single file after that. Be a little more careful.
Didn't look like I could find the replay there, but yeah, that was an interesting one to say the least. And it looks like now everybody's going to come down pit lane and get some tires, get some gas, make sure they're good to go. Because I'd assume they're probably going to have to do one more stop here for tires and fuel, at least.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it to the end from here, but I'm not sure.
If
a couple cautions, you might.
That's what I was going to say. If you're able to make it to the end, it's probably on the fact of a caution. But with these guys racing side by side like that and keeping it fairly clean, I mean, you had one incident right there, but all it takes is when you're going 2x2 like that is just one sneeze at the wheel, and everybody can be sideways and twisting and turning there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how that happened there. Just watching it just to see, but this looks like he went up the track a little bit and it slowed him down and got into him.
And when that happens in the second, third place like that, then you got all those guys behind you. It's just mayhem ensues there.
It's an accordion effect.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they call the big one. And it happened early here.
That's going to have a huge effect because it doesn't look like these guys have quick repairs.
Oh, so that's no fun there. So the 53 out there right now, he looks to be really the...
Yeah, we got, 5 cars still sitting on pit road.
Here they go, starting to pull off the 22 of Window Low.
Yep, a couple of them going.
Rick Helms on his way. So, yeah, still a couple of them in the pits there as they figure out what's going on and get their car repaired. But I'm looking forward. I think as long as these guys can stay in the race and keep it clean, I think we're going to have a fantastic race to watch here.
Oh, Daytona can be exciting with 2 cars.
That's a very good good point there.
When it comes to the end.
And again, this is the Night Shift Racing League. if you're checking out, if you're available at this time of the day, you want to get into the action, check out the Night Shift Race League over on Facebook and iRacing, as they are accepting new members into their Tuesday league, as it's kind of a feeder into the Cup Series. And you know what? I feel like that's a good idea, especially on pavement like this, to make sure you got the good guys. If you got a main series as far as this, like the Cup, then you want to make sure those guys aren't just jumping into the Cup cars and firing away with your solid drivers. So a good move by this league to kind of have that feeder series in on the Tuesday.
Oh, anytime you got guys going on a broadcast, you want to at least check them out before you put them on there.
Right, absolutely. And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, these guys look like they can race. And like I said before, I know it's pole sitters and winners from last year. And this is something NASCAR does too. I can't remember what they call that race. It's just it's not the All-Star race, but they used to have a name to that.
The Budweiser Shootouts.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of a unique way to put this out there for these guys here.
It's kind of like an all-star race.
For the league, yeah, it would be.
Yep.
These guys, there's the pace car. As the pace car is pulling off, that means these guys are going to get on. And the 53 off takes the green flag. The 11 of George Oliver on the high side in that gray peak. See what he can do. Is nobody squirting out there with them? Now they are. They're getting that two lane as he goes down low and leaves is that the 54 of Josh Bonkowski up on the top end, sit there for a stop. That's the 92 of Kyle Westwood.
Yep, it's Kyle Westwood. Looks like he's getting a good run off the top, though. He's got a car coming to help.
Yep, exactly. Once you get that car, and you know, we've talked about this before as well. The one thing I wish iRacing would be able to do is allow for bump drafting, because, man, if you were able to see these guys bump draft here at Daytona with these cars, it would just add to the excitement there. But unfortunately, iRacing clocks that up as an incident.
Well, if you hit them hard enough, it will. But you can usually get on the bumper and ride them pretty good if you're good at it.
Well,
I know with the package here, you can do it all the way around the track. As long as both are steady.
That's the thing. As long as you don't put it on there in the turn, something like that, to get the guy squirrely. Like you said, I mean, we have had some races here that we've pushed each other all the way through the track.
Yeah, you definitely can. You got to make sure you're straight with the guy in front of you, because if you're at an angle at all, it will just turn him. So yeah, that's what you seen there. He gave him a push and shot him right up into the lead. You're going to see the outside draft, but he's all by himself.
Is that the blue and white car out there trying to reel in that 87 and get up there? That's the 54 of Joshua Bonkowski. As there he is, we see the draft, and he almost had a run on him to go to the inside there and make it 3 wide. Probably had to let off a little there, but the 92 and the 53 are showing us what drafting is really about here. I mean, just look how close he's putting that bumper to the bumper of the 92 there, Kyle Westwood and Dave Hunt.
Yeah, I believe these guys are teammates or friends here, but they seem to be pretty intact here.
And you see he is pushing him. He's got that slingshot engaged. He's ready to go, and we'll see if he does do that slingshot as he comes out of the turn. Does he pull off the bumper? Nope. He's going to stick right on there. That's where if you want to shoot for the lead, you could have bopped out right there to the top line and caught the draft with those two up there. But instead, like you said, I think these guys are teammates. They want to ride together here. And he's going to continue pushing him through the turn there.
Yeah, I think that if they don't get a good lead here so they can switch out and get the 53 ahead of the 92 so he's not overheating. Because he's going to get hot sitting there like that.
That's why I think he is squirting out there, just trying to get a little air to the radiator. Get a little to the engine there. But like you said, I mean, and then the car behind him is right on the bumper as well. So that is something, and we're going to have to see these guys do something as he pushes out to the outside to get some of that clean air.
You got to be really careful doing that below the yellow line. It's loose down there.
Absolutely. These cars are a little more drivable under that. But, yeah, absolutely. You get under there, and it's like marbles.
I'm really surprised by this 87 being able to stay out there on the outside like he is.
And they're holding a very good line, and that's you're seeing the 87 and the 54, Joshua Bankowski. They're using that side draft right there as they were getting close enough in those turns to really use that and try to propel themselves forward through the turns.
I think the 53's dealing with some heat issues here.
He's trying to pull off. Exactly. He's trying to get some of that clean air, it looks like, to the front of the car there. Cool off that engine a little bit, but he's just been riding out, and I'm surprised he's not shooting up to the top to ride at that top for a little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely ask the 92 to move up so I could go under him and switch. They got the room to do it now.
Yeah, right now, if I'm the 53, I feel like you at least bump up to the top and run side by side with him for a little bit, because you're going to need that clean air. But everybody in single file line now. Choo choo. As he is still right 60, on
so
the
we might
bumper.
Just start riding it out a little bit. It's not a bad idea.
Right on the bumper there. I mean, these guys, there's just inches between them.
Yeah, can you go on board with the car in second?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll hop in here with Dave Hunt. Let me see. See what he's seeing here.
You can go back in the pack, and it's still pretty cool back there watching these guys.
Let me get my graphic off of the trips here.
See how much movement they actually have on the track.
There, you see a little better here. What the driver truly sees here. Now we're not sitting back in the back seat of this car.
Backseat driving. Looks like the cars on the outside are getting a good run here.
So we'll pop back out here as they do go too wide. They're back to too wide here.
I'm in the car, so okay, he is the number 11. The number 11 got pretty loose there.
And we saw him shoot up a little there at the right before they went single file. He was getting a little loose. So I wonder if something there just maybe from that first incident still isn't 100% right.
I don't know. Did he have damage?
These cars look pretty clean.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of front end damage.
Everybody kind of squirts up right there. Has a little hiccup there through that turn. And the 11, he's falling out of the draft right now. So we'll see if he really needs to hop up in there and catch that. And now we see the 53 make a move to the outside and get some clean air on that engine.
Yeah, you got to be really careful with damage with these cars. If you get out of the draft, it's like you hit a wall of air.
Oh, absolutely. Slows you down like none other there.
Yeah, it does. And it's really hard to catch back up.
So here we see the 53 and the 92. They do switch positions here. As the 53 goes around the 92, takes the lead. Dave Hunt in the spot now.
I believe that's the best choice right there, is to switch them guys out.
Right, and like we said, you gotta keep that clean air moving. You gotta keep that engine cooler. Here, it's gonna blow. It's gonna go, and that's the last thing you want.
Yeah, they will go boom if you don't keep an eye on it. And I also think it slows you down a little bit. Once you get them hot and they cool back down, I think it gives you engine damage.
We see the 87 here getting a little high through the turns here, losing a little momentum there. As the 53 and the 92 there able to pull away a little, but down the straightaway the draft takes hold, and those guys are right back at it.
Yeah, I think the cars up front are going a little slower than the cars in the back. They're starting to catch up here.
That number 11, he hasn't completely lost the draft yet, but it seems like he is just running a different line, so it'd be interesting to see if he actually can reel his way back in there.
Yeah, I think if he cut down the corner there a little bit, he'd gain probably 10 mile an hour. Be able to catch right up, but I don't know. He could be getting affected by damage.
Coming around the turns, you see the banking here at Daytona, man. It really just allows for that good speed and that momentum to carry out into the straightaways through the draft here.
Looks like they're going to catch a lap car.
So this could be interesting, seeing where this could get us. Yep, we do have a lap car there. Trying to see if I can see how far. They're going to catch him quick being in the draft and him riding by himself like that.
Yeah, I'm going to say 1 and 2, maybe down the back stretch.
We are 1/3 of the way through this race now. Lap 21 of 60. Kyle Marr up in front. Dave Hunt in second. Joshua Bonkowski battling out with Kyle Westwood right now there for the 3rd and 4th spot.
Took them longer to catch them than I thought it would.
Kind of running off into a little single file. The 87 and the 53 look like they're battling it out a little bit there, but looks like the 87 just wanted to get around that lap car there.
Yep, 41 moved out of the way. Good move.
You can tell these guys have ran with each other. You can tell that they're comfortable with each other, and that these guys, I was looking at the I rating here, and they're all A-class drivers except one who's a B. So, I mean, these guys, if nothing else, they know safety.
Yeah, it's really clean race, you know, even with the one accident there. It's just one of those deals where it happens so quick, you know. I don't think it really matters who it is. It's just,
no. And that's the unfortunate thing with that is it happened in, like, the 2nd or 3rd position. So, unfortunately, you get the case of, you know, those unfortunate, what do we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that are now down laps just get swallowed up in that. So,
absolutely. It's the restrictor plate effect.
Yep.
One car crashes, 10 cars are out.
Exactly.
That's usually my track record at Daytona and Talladega. It's either really good or really bad.
Yeah, you're running up front and you're safe, or you're in the middle and you're clutching the wheel. When's this going to happen? I know it's going to happen, but just when.
Oh, yeah, when you're in a pack of 20, 30 cars, you're on the outside. You're pretty much white-knuckled.
Absolutely.
Just hoping the guy on the inside doesn't jerk around and hit you.
I love the sound of these cars. I mean, it really is a great sound. If there's one thing that NASCAR does have, it's the sound of the engine with these cars, man.
Yeah. You can thank Smokey Unick for that. With the side pipes coming out the side of the car.
Perfect. That is just a beautiful sound there going around. Very, very few cars out there in racing, I think, have a better sound than that. But there we go. I mean, you see the 41, and he's got damage on his car. He fell out of that draft, and you see just how far everything just falls back for you. The 77 to the lead now of Mike Jamison. So these guys, I mean, I want to say there might be 1 or 2 guys that has not been up to the front with this, as these guys have been really battling it out and exchanging positions throughout this entire race.
Oh, absolutely. You can go to the back to the front pretty easily here.
It's all about the draft here. Let's check in with the number 92, Kyle Westwood. Let's go into his view, see what he's seeing here.
Got another lap car, and he's staying to the top this time. Let's hope this doesn't cause any issues.
We'll stay in with Kyle Westwood as he's going around here. The 75 there of Rick Helms. He was involved in that first accident. So you see the draft here that they're in. And you can just see when he gets behind that car, it just sucks him right up into it. I mean, he's out in the middle, and he's not gaining. And then he gets behind, and he's all up in him right there.
Oh, it's almost like you hit a turbo button.
Exactly. I mean, it just sucks you right in. That's the best way I can put it. We go back up to the front. The worst part is
you'll catch the guy in front of you 4, 5, 8, 10 mile an hour faster than him, but once you get to him, there's nowhere to go.
And that's the other thing is you can tell these guys understand a super speedway, because I know as you're going through official racing, and there's a lot of guys that don't understand that when you get sucked up in a draft, that you can go ahead and let off that gas pedal. It's going to keep you right there for a certain extent.
Right.
And you got to let off, because especially if you go into a situation where you got a guy above you, you got a guy below you, you got a guy in front of you, you got nowhere to go. You're either going to take him out or you're going to do it clean.
Yeah, and like we said before, you know, you get that run, you get 3 wide, you get turned, and you wreck the whole field.
Exactly.
Then, you know, you got 40 people that don't like you.
It's a really quick way to make yourself the most unpopular driver on the track.
Oh, absolutely.
The 87, or is that 67? Hey, no, that's 87, and the 77 there. Looks like the 87 is just trying to squirt by and make a move.
I think that 77's got quite a bit of front end damage, so he's probably really happy being out front.
Right, absolutely. And I don't know if the 87 is just trying to catch.
87's in the grass. He caught it.
I didn't know if he was just trying to catch some clean air or if he was just getting squirrely. I think he was just getting a little loose there. And now he's going to have to really battle back and get up in that draft. And we're seeing almost 2 packs of racing now. We got the front 3 battling out here, and the back 3 have kind of fallen into a second pack.
Yeah, it looks like he gets into the back of the 77 and just takes the nose of his car away. Let's hope he can get caught back out.
Just like that, they form that single file line, and that second pack does catch up to a certain extent. Let's see. I thought he was going to dip down to the pits there, but he doesn't. He keeps it out on the track.
See, he's got a good run, and he lifts with it. So, yeah, that's pretty good. A lot of people would have went to the outside with that run.
That's the thing, though. If you do that and you do bump to the outside, you got to have somebody kind of go up there with you, or you're just, like you said, just going to hit that wall of air and really slow yourself down. As we are almost to the halfway point here, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in here this afternoon to CWTV as we are covering the Night Shift Racing League.
I'd say they've been doing really good keeping it clean.
I was reading some of the comments here. Tanner, he was in the race. He said, "Bummer, unfortunately, you get taken out a little early, but that's place racing here." Like he says, good luck to his teammate, Westwood Motorsports, Kyle Westwood and Dave Hunt. So
unfortunately, they didn't have fast repair.
Hey, but when you're in the big leagues, as these guys, exactly. It seems to be a no holds bar. These guys know what they're doing. This is a solid league here as we are at the halfway point, lap 31 of 60. Just passing it over now. Dave Hunt. I don't know why I said James Hunt. I've got the F1 in my head. Dave Hunt in the lead. Mike Jamison there in second. Kyle Westwood third. George Oliver fourth. Joshua Bonkowski there in fifth. Kyle Marr in sixth. Rick Helm seventh. Miguel Zapita in eighth. Ninth, Wendell Lowe 10th. Rooster Roden and Tanner Thos. I hope I'm getting that. Thos there in 11th. So that's your rundown in the halfway mark here. Who do you think gets it done? Who nails it out here today as we are halfway through? Dave Hunt has been a fast one here. Mike Jamison makes his way up to the front, but as Dan said, at 77, showing a little damage. And Dave Hunt's car looking clean. So that'll definitely probably come into play here in the end, near the, or at least in the last half of this race here, Dan.
Yeah, you can see it make a big effect, especially when he's in the draft. Like right now, he's cutting to the outside. I think that's because he's getting hot.
And that's exactly what will happen. I mean, you get cause some guys, you know, they'll put tape on there. They'll do stuff like that on a track that you want to keep it covered. But this is not one of them. This is one of those ones you want to keep wide open. And you get that damage, he's going to bend something over and close up any of those gaps. That's not good, as Dan was saying there.
Yeah, it looks like we've got green flag pits.
Yep, they're coming down. Let's see, is anybody staying out trying to get a little
Nope, all of them pit.
All of them come in at the same time there. That's an interesting strategy.
It is. Halfway.
I wonder if that was like a scheduled deal there.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it doesn't look like anybody said they were pitting.
I don't know if not,
Yes.
I wonder if I would stay out and try to keep position there. I don't know if, I guess you lose that. Yeah, you're going to lose the pack.
Absolutely. You definitely, if everybody's going to pit, you're going to want to pit with them. The biggest thing is you don't want to make any mistakes, no speeding.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a big downfall.
You don't want to drive through your pit stop. That'd be horrible. But it looks like everybody made it through. We'll see if they can get off the apron here without crashing. The 87's having some issues.
You get some cold tires, and you never know what could happen here.
It spread them out, too. Let's see if the 87 and, who is it, the 11 behind them? Like
George Oliver, yeah. See if they can catch back up. Now we almost have 3 sets of 2 running around here. We got George Oliver and how far? Rick Helm's still running out there. But Kyle Meyer, Joshua Bonkowski, he's kind of out on his own as the top 3 of Dave Hunt, Mike Jamison, and Kyle Westwood now running together. So this is where we could really see some of these guys really pull away because we got this front pack of 3, then we got 1 straggler. So,
absolutely. If I was the 11 and the 87 and the next car up, I would definitely try to get together here.
Absolutely. That's what. If you're the 54, you don't want to let off and let these guys catch up. But at the same time, you don't want to just be sitting here running by yourself for too long because you're not going to end up catching anybody. So I guess what's the strategy here for a straggler in the middle of 2 packs like that?
Oh, it's rough, but you got to hope the guys behind you get together and come up and help you out. I don't think slowing down is the right option because then you run the fear of they just going by you and leaving you anyway.
Floating by you, exactly. So it'd be an interesting one to watch here. See what Joshua Bonkowski ends up doing here. As there it is, they have caught him, and that didn't take long. I think he did let off a little. Because they caught him quick.
There could be some communications,
Absolutely.
They could be in a Discord or something, and we're not hearing.
All these drivers are together in the same Discord there.
Okay. That makes sense.
But still, I mean, it's you can say it on the mic what you're planning on doing, but putting it into play is a whole nother thing there. But just to see the gap in these packs here, as this front 3 is just stretching it out now. Dave Hunt, Mike Jamison, and Kyle Westwood. And at this point, if you're one of those 3, you cannot lose this draft or you will be right back with that other 3 here in the next few laps.
Yeah, I'm watching the backpack, and they are not staying in a good line here. I don't know if they're going to have a good chance of catching that front pack.
Dave Hunt and Mike Jamison really running very good together there close up. And then Kyle Westwood having a little troubles, it looks like, keeping up with those guys. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. But there you can see the gap between the 2 packs there of your lead lap
I think
cars.
The gap's growing. Looks like the 87 is going to try to make a pass here. See if he can lead this group.
We got a lap car going to be coming out of the pits. Shouldn't be an issue, though, as they get by him plenty of time. The 87 does take the lead of that pack there. So maybe with him up, sometimes you just got to have a different front runner there. Maybe he just able to hold a little better line and then keeps that guy in second. Just a little more steady as well.
I'm a better pusher than I am leader.
See, exactly. And there's people that and got a little blinking here.
Yeah, we got a blinker.
But there's people. You got your leaders, you got your followers, and some people run better than others in certain positions like that. I'm a guy, I'd like to be in second until the last lap, and then I'd like to make my move. I don't like to hold off a guy if I can.
See, I'm the opposite when it comes to the end. I'd rather be the guy in front. Because I never want to be the guy that wrecks the other guy to win, you know?
Fair enough. And the way I look at it is if I'm in the lead, especially in these asphalt races, I'm looking at my rear view constantly. As the 77 comes around the 53, almost looking like the 53 just kind of letting him as he's going to pop back into this draft here. You don't want to waste too much fuel out front.
Yeah, but with them all pitting at the halfway point, I think they're all good on fuel, so I don't know if I'd worry too much about it.
So at that point, what's the point of falling back as the 53 did is he just pulls off to the top and lets these other two go by him, hops back in the draft. Maybe he is one of these followers that he would rather be in this position, setting himself up for these last 20 laps.
Yeah, there's some kind of strategy behind it. They could be doing that for the car with the damage. Maybe he was getting hot, so he...
Oh, okay. I didn't think of that. Yep, absolutely. I didn't think of that there.
The second pack here is reeling in the first pack really fast.
So we see as the 87, yeah, they are. The 87 comes to the front of that pack. It seems like they are. They've stayed a lot more steady, and they are reeling them in now as they are almost on the bumper.
Who's second?
Second place, Kyle Westwood. Take it around.
54 seems to... Could be the damage, but it seems like he's having issues holding the car steady in the corners.
Oh, of Bonkowski there, that second back. As now we're going 2x2 again in one lead pack. These guys have reeled it in, brought it back. Man, this is fun. This is why Daytona is so exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I told you it'd be exciting with two cars. I'm just thinking we got, 20 laps to go here.
20 to go as we are 2/3 through this race here today with the Night Shift Racing League. These guys, man, if I can't say I've really seen a cleaner race ran on asphalt that's so close here.
Absolutely. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on this 87 car. He's looking like somebody that could come up and win this thing. I think he's going to have to beat the 53 and 92, though. I
think right now that Dave Hunt in that 53 car really seems to have the line down. He seems to have the car right now. So definitely be interesting as we're going to start seeing some of these strategies and everything like that really come into play, see what these drivers are thinking, see what they want to do. As up to now, it's really been just keep it clean, keep it up there in the front, and make your car able to have a run towards the end of this race.
A little lead swapping here. 54 is going to be out there by himself.
And everybody, yep, they tuck in, go low. And maybe, like you said, I mean, he could have damage too where he had to get out of that draft.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised these cars got damage on them like they do and they're still up here, so. Usually when I'm at Daytona and I get a little bit of damage, I can't keep up with nobody. So.
These guys know what is going on here. We've only had one yellow. Now, granted, it took out half the field, but, I mean, these guys kept it clean. We've said it multiple times here at Daytona. When that happens, you really have no choice.
Yeah, I've done one Daytona 500, and I think there was like 18 cautions, and 5 cars finished out of 43.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, this
pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah. Night Shift Racing League. If you're looking for a nice, clean, solid series here on pavement, and you're free Tuesdays or Wednesdays during the day, you know what that means, Dan? As
What's
there's
that,
no, I should say not no, but very, very few younger, those 14, 15-year-olds that I'm not saying all of them are bad,
winners.
but you got some of them that put a bad name to the Hayden and Davin Cardwells out there being young guys. But, hey, it looks like these guys know what's going on. Like I said, not taking anything away from these young guys, and some of them can really run, but sometimes you just see the impatience of a 15-year-old on the track.
Well, the problem is people say it's a simulator, it's a video game, but at the end of the day, a video game has a reset button, and this has a reset button.
Absolutely.
So there's no consequences necessarily to crashing the car. You're not going to get hurt. You don't have to spend $500,000 fixing your NASCAR car and all week fixing it. So you will have people that come in there and do that. But iRacing and also leagues try to put a decent control on guys coming in and just wrecking people.
Right, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, these guys have got it down pat. They got that feeder league Tuesdays into the main series here on Wednesdays, and it really seems to be working out for them, as these are their top tier drivers from the last season. It's been a fun one here so far, as we got 16 laps of action left here at Daytona.
Absolutely. We're getting towards the end. People are probably going to start giving a little less room here. Let's see if we don't get another caution. You guys can stay clean, keep it green.
So they're the 53 of Hunt, going back to the last spot in this main pack. So, again, not sure if he's just trying to have a little fun here. But he was a front runner. Again, you've mentioned it, though. Daytona, you can go from the front to the back to the front, just like a yo-yo.
Dale Earnhardt used to do it on purpose.
Right, exactly. Lap 46 of 60. For being a super speedway, only having 6 cars out here, this is fun, guys. Night Shift Race League, they know what's going on. They know how to do it. They know how to get it done here at Daytona. I want to see these guys run a road course. I want to see these guys run some what do they call them? Yeah, exactly. No, just some short track. Get a little crazy on a short track. I want to see how these guys run Martinsville, man. I think it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, Bristol. I like Bristol.
There you go. Even better there. Yeah.
I like old style Bristol.
I was going to say the same thing. I really enjoyed the old Bristol more so than I do the new laid out track here.
But hey, Martinsville will be fun too.
Richmond.
Yeah. I'm not too experienced with Richmond, but that's a decent short track. I mean, it's a little bigger. I think it's a half mile.
It is, yeah.
But it's like I said, I don't have a lot of experience, so I don't know exactly. It's more like watching NASCAR races on TV, but it's a slicker track, so that could be interesting.
Then we see the 87 car kind of get a little loose there on the exit of that final turn 4 there. Lap 48 of 60.
Well, we're going to start getting into crunch time here. I think maybe 10 to 5 to go. Guys are going to pick it up a little bit.
Right, and we see the 11 here. He's been riding in the back, but he's got that draft, and he's up on the top. So let's see if he can make a move, make a run for the front. Here's the 87. Trying to break up the draft there from the 77, I think.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think what we need to watch is the 53 and the 92 here and see if they can't find a way to get
got a little bit of lap traffic up on the top end. Hopefully that doesn't have anything to do. Oh, I thought he was going to get into him. Woo! That made everybody tighten up a little.
See if they all get in the line here. 54 looks like he's going to stay on the outside. Oh. Yep, he's going to stay out there.
I think they closed the door on him through the draft. They got sucked up and he couldn't get down. Then he's going to get pushed back behind the lap traffic. If I'm the lap guy, I might go up there with him.
Yeah, but that's what the 92 and 53 needed. They needed to get where they could get to the outside so they can control what's going on here. It looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to make a switch.
Dave Hunt here in that 53 car. He's going to make a run. If I'm the 87, I'm running up with Dave Hunt right now.
Oh, man, I probably would have moved up too, but at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm thinking he's by himself just by watching this and how it's going on, and they're working together. I'm thinking I'd let them go and I'd follow them. That way you can try to break them up.
Sure. That makes sense there. George Oliver.
Whoa! Saved a good drive in there.
Gets back on the track clean, too, man. That's impressive. Full speed into the draft, puts it back onto the track.
Yes, I would try to get up there and try to get it in between them two or something.
So we got a Cody McKnight, a follower here, a watcher. He says, what about Rockingham? I don't know if I've ever raced there before.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I own the track, bud.
So I'm going to have to check that one out. I'll have to give that one a look. as we got the 87, the 11, the 53, the 77. All these guys are bunching up. It is. We got 10 laps to go, 11 laps, 10 at the line here. These guys are getting it done here, DCJ. It's been an exciting one, and it doesn't feel like 60 laps. It feels like it's been more like 20.
Oh,
no! Dave Hunt. We got the 87 of Kyle Maurer. They are all. Let's see if we can catch that one again here. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate there.
Yeah, it looks like the 77 just gets into the Mark Hunt there and turns him.
So let's take a look.
Mayhem.
And mayhem ensues.
Oh, man, that sucks.
So we'll take a look here. So we're riding with the... I'm going to pause it real quick. We'll get in the cockpit.
Looks like we got 2 cars not involved.
So it does, at least from the cockpit of the 77. We'll rewind that just a hair. But take a look from this angle. From the cockpit, it looks like the 70. Yeah, he travels up just a hair. And I don't know if the 53 is just trying to get a little side draft maybe, but he does go down and unfortunately takes out the 87 there as well. Wow,
it's just one of them Daytona deals where they're probably both trying to get a little side draft and come together.
Absolutely, that's what
all it takes.
And unfortunately, just happens in the back near the back end of the race here, as we are back.
Well, like I said, we're getting down into the last 10 laps. There, guys, we're going to start taking and giving less. So
this kind of just switches up the entire field. I wonder if these two are the only ones now. Let's see if we got anybody else up to speed here.
I guess they were testing my theory if 2 cars were exciting or not.
The 77 is going to make his way back out, but is he going to be a lap down at this point? We'll have to wait and see. Let's see, do we have anybody else out on the track there? 75, Rick Helms. He's trying to get some laps back. He's trying to pull it back in there. And Miguel Zapita, it's the one good thing about this. At least you can get a couple laps back when these leaders are pitting out and getting everything situated, I guess. As Mike Jamison looks, Dave Hunt got back on the track. No idea how. But he pulls it back in, so we'll see if he can. He's going back into the pits here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little more damage. Probably another minute or 2. He's missing a back bumper, but he'll try to get as much as he can without going a lap down.
So we'll take a look, see if we can see what he's getting done, how fast he's in and out of the pits here. There's the 41 of Miguel Zapita behind him getting serviced as well. You know what? This puts him on fresh tires, at least compared to everybody else. So that could be a bonus for him as if he can get out there on the lead lap still and catch back up to the leaders before they go green.
We'll see. It looks like his car is pretty beat up.
Absolutely. I know fresh tires can only take you so far. But maybe that is what it takes. But they are coming around here, and I don't think he's going to get out in time. I think Dave Hunt is going to end up going a lap down as we keep an eye there. We keep bouncing back. You know, he's just bouncing, sitting there with his leg like, come on, guys, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Absolutely. I'm watching to see where the pace car is. I don't see it yet.
Right, they're right. The 11, they have caught up to it now.
Well, no, I was watching from the pits.
Oh, I got you. So Miguel Zapita.
Yep, it's coming around 4 right now, so he's got plenty of time still, as long as he can get caught back up.
We got the rear view going, so we'll see. We're watching Dave Hunt right now, seeing if he can get out there as we'll watch the cars. We'll be able to see everybody coming down the...
Yep, pace car's coming into the tri-oval.
He is going to go a lap. No, he gets out in time. Look at that. He pulls away.
Yep, he's good.
Woo!
That was close.
That is about as close as you can possibly get it, I think. And Dave Hunt fires off. He's underway here. And we'll still have a couple laps, it looks like.
Looks like he's going to stay in the race here, see if he can get caught up in time.
They got
Should
2
have plenty
laps
of
at
time.
least to go. So, yeah, he'll definitely catch up under there, and we'll see if he, like I said, with those new tires, can he get up and around this field of 4 now, down to 4.
Well, I'm just watching his speed here, and he's not picking up a lot of speed, so he might be down. He's not out, but he's down.
Going to try to hope that Daytona effect with the draft really helps him out here.
Well, they've proven me wrong before. I mean, this 77 car, I thought he was done early, and heck, I think he led 20 laps.
I was going to say, he has been up there. He's been at it the entire time. So congrats to you, sir.
Now, sorry for not pronouncing names and stuff. I don't have the list up so I can see better, and I don't know these guys very well, so I'm just using their numbers.
No, you're good. That is fine. So George Oliver here, he's the leader. He started 6th, currently running, like I said, in first there. So very impressive little bounce there, but you keep it clean. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a 3-car race. Possibly 4.
Dave Hunt is on the back end now.
Yep, he's catching up. Looks like they're going double file here, so 1 to go maybe.
Yep, 1 to go. The lights are off.
Absolutely.
Dave's going to pull up into his position.
What do we got left?
6 laps to go. 5 laps at the line.
5
So they
to
will
go.
fire away with 5 to go. So you know right there, it's going to get dicey. These guys are definitely going to be going for spots right away. The 53 getting close to the 77. I wonder if he's saying, hey, man, what's going on?
Yeah, he might be a little upset.
Saw him cut down there. I thought he was going to take his nose off or something.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on.
I didn't realize he had that much room in between him there. So maybe the 77 giving an EOL or something there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, if Dave's got any chance there, that'll probably be it. As if he's got somebody to push him.
Well, and I'm going to remind everybody, Dave is on fresh tires here compared to everybody else in that main pack, running on tires that are 20-some laps old. So I think Dave's going to have, I know he's a little trash here when it comes to his car, but, man, I think he's got a good chance being on those fresh tires and really showing the speed throughout this entire race. As the pace car pulls off, the drivers are on, and Joshua Bonkowski up on that top end. George Oliver's the leader, though, so on him, George Oliver hits it. Bonkowski almost gets a little head start there, but pulls it back in line, files in under George Oliver, and then we got lap traffic there. I believe that's Miguel Zapita. Yes, Miguel Zapita
Dave
there.
Hunt's going backwards.
So yep, that the
Tires didn't help him, bud.
nope, the damage was too much there, and
Let's see
man,
if
this
Mike
lap
James-
traffic is Miguel Zapita might end up coming into play and helping out somebody doing a nice little push here.
Well, it's a good time to be his friend, isn't it?
Absolutely. He
The
is
11 car's got to be feeling like he's outnumbered.
absolutely yes, but Miguel in the 41 a little loose behind, and now the 11 car is going to say, hey man, can I get some help here? Push me around this track.
Yeah, I'm going to guess he's friends with the blue and white car there.
As
bud.
he files in behind him again, yep. He's going
if you don't wreck him.
to do everything he can. Like I said, it's kind of finding a hard time following him, so maybe he's getting a little loose in that draft, which is very possible.
Yeah, he's got a lot of rear end damage, so there might not be much downforce. Gotta be real careful going against that second place car here. Don't want to wreck him.
No, definitely
Oh,
not
he's
at this
loose.
point. Yes, very much so. So you see the damage on Miguel Zapita's car really He's keeping up to speed, but that car is all over the place, and he's probably doing everything he can to hold on to it, not cause any problems here.
Got some excitement going on here.
Yes, we do. We have 3 laps to go.
Got the 77 caught back up. The 11's going to get another run on the outside, and that's going to...
And there's the I was wondering when the 41 was going to let them go for it and kind of get out of the way of the racing, and there he pulls off, says, hey, I'm out of it now. I've done what I can for my guy. You guys go at it for the last 2 laps here once they get around to the flag. Oh, the 77 gets up into the 11. Mike Jamison
a lot of friends today.
Into George Oliver. Unfortunate for George Oliver as he was having a solid run there at the end. That's going to take him out of this for the most part. I can't imagine in 2 laps he's going to be able to pull through that field. But right now we have the 54 of Joshua Bonkowski in the lead, and then we have 2 lap cars in between. So these lap cars, I think they've got their damage repaired by now, and they're the fastest cars on the track.
Yeah, they look like almost the cleanest cars on the track right now. Looks like we're going to come to 1 to go, and the 11 car is starting to reel him in. See if he can do anything if he gets a run.
And these 2 cars are going to pull off to the top. Those are the lap cars, so let's see if they stay up there, as I think they should. If I was the 11,
I'd go up there and follow them.
Yeah, at this point, you got to try anything. And this brings us to our white flag, brought to you by Butt Kicker. Check out the Butt Kicker Gamer 2 if you want to be fully immersed into the sim. That's the way to do it right there. The 54 of Joshua Bonkowski running it out against the 77 of Mike Jamison. Mike Jamison looking around, trying to make a move. Can he get it done as we got the lap traffic above him? They may close the door for him. They might not let him get around here, make a move.
See if the 11 takes the 77 out or if he tries to pass him. Might be angry with them trying to wreck him there. Or if he can even get there. They might finish 1, 2, 3.
There it is. Whew. Not able to make a move. Doesn't have the speed he needs. Joshua Bonkowski wins the clash here today. Mike Jamison takes second. George Oliver in third. Dan, thank you so much for joining along with us today with the Night Shift Race League. That was some fun.
Oh, absolutely. That was actually good there.
So like I said, if you're looking for a good league like this, check them out. They're going to run Tuesdays. They're open up recruiting for that Tuesday league, the feeder league, into the Wednesday series. So check out the Night Series Race League. And I'm going to hop over there, Dan, and we're going to talk to the top 3 here. I will chat with you here in a little bit. But like I said, thank you so much for joining in along with us. Man.
Have a good
Fuck yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It came in at the perfect time there. This is Tommy Boy up in the booth. You guys put on a show for us today. Thank you so much for that. Do I got the top 3 in here by chance?
Yeah.
George Oliver, I'd like to talk to you first, sir. How's it going?
Going well. How about you?
Not bad at all. Hey, we saw you climb through there. You were running consistently. You kept it clean throughout that entire time. But unfortunately just couldn't get it there, and at the end you got bumped off a little bit. Kind of go through those last few laps there if you would.
Well, I was going well. I had a good car. Not very much damage. The lappers got involved, and Josh got by me, and then I did bounce it off the wall, I think, in the 410, and that didn't help my cause at all.
Right, exactly. That unfortunate, man, you guys, such a clean run in the draft the entire time with, 6 cars. You guys were running clean with all 11 there, and unfortunately, I think somebody sneezed, and that was the end of that, because that's all it takes. That's what we were saying on the broadcast here. You guys get packed up like that, and boy, oh boy, it just takes one sneeze and one little twitch of the wheel, and we saw, unfortunately, half of the field get taken out in that first big one, but you had to get around that, I believe. What goes through your mind when you're seeing that big one happen?
Keep the wheel as straight as I can and aim for the.
That's good advice there, because myself is I hit the gas and I end up always usually in the big one. So I'm going to take that advice and run with that there. So, George, is there anybody you got to thank for getting this done today?
Yeah, I got to thank everybody that came. I don't know. Throughout the race, I had help from different people here and there, and when it come down to it at the end, Josh had the help. It was
Absolutely. So, Mike Jamison, do I have a copy? Or do you have a copy, I should say?
I'm right here, sir.
There you go. So you are the second place guy today, and man, you battled through. It looked like I think you got a little damage in the big one up there at that first wreck, but you battled through. You had a damaged car pretty much all day. You kept it up front. You were keep it in the draft. Were you battling with any overheating, anything like that throughout?
No, not at all. The temperature stayed pretty much right where they were before that. So I was just hoping I can keep the draft, not lose it.
So at that point, that's really the big thing is just holding on to the draft and making sure you don't fall out of that. Because like I said, the front end of that car looked a little beat up. So I'm sure you could tell a little difference in speed when you got running up there side by side.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's hard to get a run when you get any front end damage here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the other announcer, he was speaking on there as well. Kind of talk a little bit about the side draft, because I know I've covered a lot of dirt. And with the dirt side of things, there's not a lot of side drafting here. But here, especially at Daytona, you guys are dealing with a side draft. And it looked like you were ducking down a little low at times to pull off that side draft there.
Yeah, it's a mystery whether or not it's an actual mechanic in the game. But, especially at Daytona, if you can do it and it seems to help, might as well keep trying it out.
Absolutely, I'm with you there. Hey, if nobody's going to tell us if it works, we're going to keep doing it until they say it doesn't, right?
Exactly.
Well, you guys kept it clean. It was an absolutely fun and exciting race to watch there. You got anybody to thank for getting it done today?
Just, everybody. We've been racing together for a few years now, most of us, and thank the people who are watching, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for you next week.
Absolutely. Well, do I have the winner here? Is Mr. Bonkowski in the room?
Hey.
And there it is. Am I saying that right? It looks like I just sounded it right out.
Yep.
Perfect. So why don't you you could go through that? You had a little help from the lap traffic, kind of pushing you there the last couple laps. Is that a teammate or anything?
No, I could just say it's like they were good friends, or I maybe might have slipped them, I think, about $5 through the window.
However, whatever it takes at that point, because really at the end of that, it seemed like those two were the fastest guys out on the track. I don't know if it was clean tires or just throughout the race, if they were able to do some repairs through pits. But, I mean, that definitely did help, as the draft plays a huge role at Daytona. And but the big part of it was you keeping it clean throughout the big wrecks there as well. So kind of run through, I guess, the last 6 laps as you make your way up on that top end.
Mm-hmm. I was looking in my mirror and I thought there were 2 lap cars that were yapping me between the other cars. So I kind of used that to my advantage. So once I got up on the high side, I knew it's kind of like there was no way that the guys behind could actually they got to go up top to try and get around the lap traffic. So that did actually play in my favor there. So all I had to do was hold on to the bottom for dear life. And I mean, it's like I did. So that got me the ticket for it. So,
absolutely.
Haha.
That, like you said, yep, you sure did. And you did it great. I mean, you guys, I can't give my hats off to the entire league there for really keeping a nice, clean race. I mean, we only saw 2 yellows there. Unfortunately, one of them was the big one. I mean, when you take out when second and third end up colliding and getting into it with each other, it makes for a fun one for everybody behind them. But did you have to peel through that big one at first too?
There was I was actually kind of surprised. I was expecting a little bit more damage from it's like the 2 wrecks that happened, but they really felt like they were light taps. I got 19 seconds of optional for the first one, and the second one was only 16 or somewhere around there. But it wasn't that bad, and it didn't slow me down. So I was actually pretty lucky.
The other question that I have, and I'm sure that the people out there, is we see iRacing, a lot of these leagues use quick fixes. You guys don't have any quick fixes, do you?
I don't think there was any quick fixes. You're going to have to check with Kyle on that one.
I got you. You guys seem like this is as close to the professionals as you can get, and you guys kept it clean. So, again, hats off to you. And is there anybody you want to thank for getting it done today?
I'd like to thank the league. I'd like to thank Mr. Westwood for just kind of for putting on the league. Thanks again to all my friends. It's like all for watching and such. And I'd say this is probably my first time I won a Daytona race. So hell yeah!
Very nice, and you could just tell how excited you were. So I love hearing that. So thank you very much, Joshua. We look forward to seeing you become a name here on CWTV, hopefully.
Okay, thank you.
Then I'll ask Mr. Westwood, do you have a copy by chance?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I am fantastic. And, sir, you put on a fantastic race. You put on a fantastic league. These guys are running clean. They kept it just a very good, entertaining race the entire time. Why don't you talk these guys up? Let all the viewers know if they're looking for a nice league like this to join, where they can look and find you guys.
Yeah, so we started this for purpose for night shift or anybody who's retired. Pretty much, I remember for the longest time I was looking for a league that ran during the days, and I wasn't finding anything, so
right.
I just took it upon myself to create this, and got lucky, found a great bunch of guys. Everybody gets along well, and it's a lot of fun doing these races.
So, and I mentioned this during the broadcast, but we just saw 11 cars today. That's not nearly what you guys have, because this is just the pole sitters and the winners from last year, correct? Or last season?
Right. So how we did this is from the last 2 seasons that we've done. If you've made the playoffs or won a pole or won the championship, you were eligible for this race.
Very
Unfortunately, we had, I think, 7 or 8 of those guys who could not make it today. So we were left with 11, I believe, is what we ended up with. But yeah, during our regular season races, especially this upcoming season, we got a lot of new guys in our national series. So we're probably looking at 22 to 23 cars per race in that series.
Very nice.
Cup series is more like you work your way up to that one. So that one, I believe we're going to be averaging about 16 to 17.
Hey, but there, and that's what I gave you another hats off there, because it really seems like some of these leagues, you hop into a cup car right away, and people aren't ready to hop into a cup car right away. That you really should have like a feeder league like you're doing. So I think you're doing a great job with that. Congrats to that. Check out the Night Series Racing League. You guys are recruiting for that Tuesday league, correct?
Yes, on the national series, which is the K&N cars.
Mm-hmm. So then, I guess real quick, the last question I would have about that would be to work your way up to the Cup Series. Do you guys just take who you think, or do you offer these guys a chance if they win in that series, or how does that work? How do they work their way up?
Yeah, so we haven't really run into any issues yet where there has been somebody that we haven't promoted. If they've run a full season in the K&N series or the national series, whatever it is that season, we've been pretty much promoting everybody because we haven't really had an issue with anyone. But for the most part, if there's a question about someone, I'll get with a few of the other guys and get a few opinions on whether or not we think they're ready to move up.
I got you. Very nice. Well, hey, thank you so much for letting me come out here and you slapping some of the Checkers and Wreckers logos on the cars. Really appreciate that. I had a blast up here, and maybe we can get together and do a couple more of these, because like I said, you guys, that was a very clean and fun race to watch there.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing this. I'll definitely be looking you guys up a little more here after this one.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, and that is all I have today for Checkers and Wreckers. Check us out live Sundays at 11 a.m. Tonight, the boys at Black and White Sports are going live at 7:30. And then we got a little action ourselves in the highlighted Dirt Series. The Checkers and Wreckers Pro Late Model Series goes live tonight right after the boys are done. So check them out at 7:30. At 9 o'clock, that race goes live. And then, God willing, if my kids are going to allow me, we're going to do the after show again. Right after that, we'll go live on Checkers and Wreckers and get some discussion going with that, like I said, kids permitting. But thank you again to the Night Series Race League as they let us come in, have some fun with them today at Daytona, and fun was had, that's for sure. So we're going to hop back on the plane back to Indianapolis so I can get back to the kids and wife have a good time. I'm going to miss Daytona here. It's nice weather. It's a nice night here. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy what you got going on. Thank you for stopping by CWTV. And we'll check you out. We'll catch you on Sunday with Checkers and Wreckers. See you guys.